what got you into producing documentaries? Sort of what inspired you to do that first Tabor rowing documentary? I know I was excited when you did that as a fellow Tabor rower myself, and one of your teammates. So if you could tell us a bit about how that project came about, that'd be great.
Yeah, sure. I have always really been interested in cameras and playing around with cameras. That started with just whatever we had in the house when I was a kid and evolved into GoPros a little later on. And then eventually I had the opportunity. I really wanted to make a documentary about the Tabor rowing program. I'm not sure exactly when that started, but I think it was pretty early in my Tabor career because I understood what a fascinating history it was and just how much there was to talk about and how many people that story was important to. So I had the opportunity, I had the resources to make that happen my senior year, and that became a project that was a lot bigger than I envisioned it and became a just over an hour-long film about the whole program, and I finished that up pretty much 2 years later. So that was my step into it, and it's sort of just been going from there.
Awesome. Yeah, the Tabor rowing program has a lot of prestige to it. It's won Henley a number of times, and we actually have a room at the Leander Club, which is an exclusive rowing club, a very historic club in England. And so I think it's the program has a lot of weight to it. And as a Tabor rower and a fellow Tabor rower, we kind of understand that there's sort of a chip on your shoulder and an expectation to sort of hold yourself to a certain standard, whether that be in rowing or outside of rowing. So tell us a little bit about that experience of creating that first documentary, lessons learned. Was there equipment you used that you said, okay, I'm not using equipment like this again? What was it like going through that whole process?
Yeah, I mean, for me, that was a huge step up in my filmmaking. Before that, I'd only really made films with GoPros and sort of more hype video style
Yep.
films. So that was a huge jump. More sophisticated cameras that I know now I didn't really fully know how to use, and microphone setups that I didn't fully understand. And really, it was a big jump. But for me, that was huge. It gave me the resources to just really experiment and have that opportunity, and it really is reflected in what I've been able to do since. That the ability to have those resources at that time as a senior in high school and to have the audience to show off my film and to experiment. I made a lot of mistakes on that. I look back and I just can't, knowing what I know now, I can't believe I set up the camera in this way or didn't leave the camera rolling for that or set up the microphone this way and that. So I ran into a lot of problems in my process, but I think those ultimately had a huge influence on my ability to keep improving and to make a lot higher quality films today.
Yeah, yeah. So with The Ocean Knows No Borders, you get into sort of a storytelling mode and documenting Captain Anofo's life. What is it about documentaries that speaks to you in particular? Is it that storytelling piece and sort of getting to connect with people on a personal level?
Yeah, I think it's a few things. One, I've always liked films, even like Hollywood fiction films that are based on a true story. I think there's something about a true story that really resonates with you more than maybe a fiction film might. So I've always liked that, and I've always thought telling true stories, real stories, is important and just valuable in general. So I think being able to connect with people on that level and say, this is not just something that someone conceived of in their head, it's something that is real. This person is out there and they're making a difference. And I think having the opportunity for me to meet those kind of people like Anofo and is a really awesome experience. So it's part being able to tell those stories, but it also gives me a lot of cool life experiences that I wouldn't be able to have otherwise, and to be able to really see the people and the experiences out there that make the world and make life so interesting. So without documentary, for me personally, I would never have been swimming with whales or meet someone like Anofo or see the country of Tonga or be able to meet all the people I did through the history of Tabor rowing that I got to meet, people who were, just had incredible life experiences that I just could have never imagined.